What is going on, guys? Fighting Game Select is back. What's good, everybody? Hope you guys been having a great time. I am here today with jmcrofts. What is good, bro?
Hey, how's it going? Happy to be here, back on the Fighting Game Select. Let's go. It's going good, man. Doesn't it feel like we're in like peak fighting game time right now? You know, Capcom Cup just ended. We got new games to play. Tekken 8 Under Night. There's a lot going on, man. So I've been having a ton of fun.
Capcom Cup just ended.
Yeah.
What a finals, right? No one.
That was sick.
Uma, right? Uma Jury.
That was definitely crazy. You know, I feel like for Capcom Cup, you know, a lot of people talked about like the format and like how you get into Capcom Cup and those types of things. And I would say like I was feeling pretty negative about it because I was like, oh yeah, like it felt like certain regions were harder. Like, you know, if you could go to the regional tournaments that were a little more out of the way, you would stand a better chance. And then like also, you know, with the pools and everything, we had the one death pool, and then we had some pools that we thought were easy. But like Safe and Uma, I think a lot of people thought had like the easiest pool. Maybe that's like a you know, just the regions that people are familiar with, you know, weren't that much in that pool. There weren't any Americans or no Japanese in that pool either. So a lot of people were like, oh yeah, Uma and Safe, they have an easy pool. And they both got out. And then they ended up doing so amazing in top 16 too. So maybe like that was a hard pool and those guys are just goated.
Yeah, I think that's the funniest part. Like, they were the sharks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously. Everyone was like, yo, Group F, you know, Group F, Mena RD, Angry Bird, Ending Walker. But Group G, Uma and Safe, they were the real threats. I mean, Safe beat Problem X, who had to win the impossible bracket LCQ to even get into top 16. So, yeah, ridiculous.
And you touched a little bit on it, but like, you know, I know you said you didn't really like the format, but as you seen how it kind of like presented itself and kind of like had to run, do you feel like that format is good?
As it went on, I definitely started to be like, well, maybe things are more fair than I thought. Maybe like there is more of an even distribution of good players, or maybe just this is a crazy game where anything can happen. I don't know. Maybe that's the true answer.
Yeah, the true answer is this game, in terms of consistency, is a lunatic.
Okay, so I will say, even though I ended up feeling really good about the tournament by the end, I ended up feeling like, okay, yeah, the most deserving player won. I think most people can agree. Like, the way that Uma was playing was just unreal. But I will say that the one problem I still have with the format is, don't you feel like we're just left asking what if? Okay.
Yeah.
Like what if Tokido was in, you know, Capcom Cup, or what if Punk was in? Like, those guys didn't make it in and they didn't win the LCQ, so it's like, bro, like what would have happened? Or like what if Angry Bird was in a different pool?
Right.
Like, bro, everything could have been different. So I do think that is still like I'm not going to say that there's like an asterisk on Uma's win or anything. There's no asterisk. He deserved the win. But like, we have so many questions. Like, what one little change in the format or in, you know, whatever, and everything could have been different.
Seeing like a new face play so fantastic, it's like amazing to me. And like, they did it with like Uma did it with Jury. That's one of the characters that, you know, nobody really talked about.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about this a little bit. I feel like there are certain characters that people have sort of maybe lost interest in as the game has gone on. You know, I love that word. Everyone's gravitating towards Luke and JP and Chun to an extent too. A lot of people are picking up Chun, and they moved away from Jury, but Jury clearly still super ridiculous. I feel like why do you think that people cooled on Jury? I know she has one big issue, is kind of like she can't do 3 jabs, so like you can always mash after 2 jabs. I think that's probably one of her biggest issues, but other than that, like why are people sleeping so much on Jury? Because she's clearly good, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have gotten better at like checking like drive rush. Mm-hmm. And you know, that was one of her like biggest strengths early on. And then also like she had some pretty like rough matchups to deal with, like Guile being like one popular one. And I think if I'm not mistaken, like Dawson as well. So like, you know, a couple of those characters, but then guess what? Like, she didn't have to run into any of those characters in the finals. So like it's players ball. So like not only that like a character, you know, have like some minor weaknesses here and there, she was able to like showcase why she's so good, because most of the character that she had to like fight to get through that was non-existent.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, like those Luke Shoto matchups, you know, like Luke and Ken are really good characters, but yeah, for a character like Juri, she might prefer fighting them versus fighting the you know, keep away characters that are going to make her life a lot more difficult to get in. Third place, Gachi-kun, and you know, like, should we are we ready to say that NA is washed again? Listen,
yeah, listen. North America,
don't come for me, but it is kind of starting, like, this is reminding me of the old days when, you know, it used to be that like, oh, we just accept that. Well, back then it was Japan. Now it's just kind of Asia in general. You know, we had like Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea. Like, we used to just accept that we would always be chasing them because they had a lot of advantages, like getting the arcade version early and stuff. But now, you know, it kind of flipped for a while. For a while, it was like, oh, maybe like NA is like really the best region, or NA and like you know, Central America and the Caribbean and stuff like that were doing really well. But now NA, we all got blown up, guys. It was sad.
Dude, top 8 was looking like a Tekken region tournament. Like it had every region. Like, I was like, damn, we playing Tekken now? Like,
again, like, I do think that part of the answer is just like, well, this is I'm not gonna say it's an inconsistent game, but it's a game where anything can happen. So I do think that's part of the equation. But also, you know, I've seen people are talking on Twitter, like, I say we, maybe I shouldn't say we because I'm not really a competitive player, but does the NA competitive scene have like a cultural issue that is maybe preventing people from getting to the top level? Like, whether I've heard people say that players are too proud to like run matches they know they're gonna lose and stuff like that, because it's like, well, you should play people who are gonna beat you because that's how you get better. So I don't know, a lot of people are proposing their theories for why NA kind of had a disappointing result in Capcom Cup Top 16.
I think overall, I think this year it's going to make people a little bit more hungrier, just because of just how the results came out. You know, a lot of people had an expectation on a lot of players. They really didn't do that great, you know, or, you know, some players, they just really like, they made that player look not as good, you know? Like Men RD, he went to Japan and he smoked Japan like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
And it was so convincingly free. I was like, golly, like, you know, he's literally just, he owns Japan at that point, right? And then, you know, to see him try to like play against Fudo again, it really looked like Fudo went to go do his homework.
Yeah, exactly. It's like okay, we're losing to this. Let's lab it out, you know? Like,
yeah.
Clearly Japan was looking for answers and they seem to have found them.
If you look at Japan, it's like 200 top players. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then like NA, it's like East Coast like top guys, you know, like East Coast and like a couple of Cali guys, you know, a few Midwest, you know what I mean? It's like 15, you know what I mean? So like the 200 versus 15 is just, you know, it's rough.
You know, a player like Uma, who I think most people did not predict that he would win, but I think a result like that can actually motivate people, because sometimes, like, you know, if Mena RD won, you know, I think we would all be happy, but to a degree, when the same person is winning a lot, I feel like that cools down people's drive a little bit, because they're like, oh, this guy's just unbeatable, so how am I ever gonna get to that level? But it's like, oh, like Uma beat everybody, like, from, you know, an unexpected result, so maybe I could be the next unexpected result. I think it fires people up.
So overall, though, would you run this format again next year?
It's tough, because, you know, they said it's going to be $1 million again next year, so the stakes are still going to be high.
So we rolling the dice?
I think we can let it go one more year. I think there are minor adjustments that I would make. I think there should be more offline events and fewer online.
Okay, and let me ask you this: would you want to bring back the point system again, or would you like the auto qualify in like the regions again? Would you want that as a standard, or would you like it to be like there's region finalists, but also point system on top of that?
Yeah, I mean each way has its pluses and minuses, right? Because I understand the criticism with the point system that it's like, well, you just have to travel to like 100 events or whatever. I mean, I guess there aren't even 100. You have to enter a ton of events basically with the point system. So I understand that as being a downside, but I think they should probably try it this way one more time. Let's just see it one more time, and then if they fix the seating for the group stage, then I think people will be happy, and we can get to see if we end up with some of the same issues again, because this was kind of their first time trying this auto qualifier thing, so I think they can run it back one time.
Them keeping a melee for the winner this year is pretty interesting. It sounded like to me that like the winner gets $1 million, but I don't know about top 8.
Yeah, because this was a $2 million prize pool this year. The winner gets $1 million, and then the other $1 million split across the other top 16. I have a feeling it is not going to be a $2 million prize pool next year.
So look, let me ask you this question, man. Who do you think had the standout run for you?
Okay, well, I can't say Uma, right? That's
cheating, bro.
Too easy.
Let's all agree that Uma had the most standout run. Yeah. But who also had the most standout run?
Lashar was pretty crazy, right?
Yes.
I'm including the group stage here because Lashar went 4-1 in the hardest group. With Mena, Angry Bird, Kaba, Ending Walker, Nero the Boxer. Lashar went 4-1, so that was just unreal. And some of those matches were just unbelievable. And Lashar had a little tougher time in the actual bracket. Where did he end up? Like 7th place or something. It's an amazing result, but yeah, like not as standout a result as I would have thought from the group stages. But yeah, I think Lashar was a really good one for sure. Yeah,
I want to say that like a lot of people knew that he was the dark horse, but they didn't know how dark of the horse he was. he was a dark knight up in there, bro. There was no horse. He was a knight.
There's one other person I wanted to shout out who unfortunately didn't actually make Capcom Cup. And that was Hibiki, who got top 8 in the LCQ.
Oh my god.
With Lily, right?
Do
we think that Lily is kind of starting to become a good character? What do we think? Because Lily also got top 8 at TNS9 over the weekend. Like, are people starting to figure things out with Lily? I don't know. You know what it is about Lily? Lily game plan is so basic. It's not even like it's so basic, and you'll think like, oh, because it's so basic, it's easy to stop. It's not. It's actually very hard to stop because of how the circumstances work. And I think people are starting to kind of like understand that, like, yo, if I put you in this situation, it's like it's either combo or not. It's like combo or throw. It's like combo throw or command throw. You know, so like, and you can't just get out of it. Like, you could spend 2 meters to get out, but like if she has like another stock and she like gets in with that, you're still in that same situation, right? Yeah, Wind Charge Spire is a very, very good move. Like even at the highest level of play, that move is carrying Jury Lily for real. Like, that move is insane. So yeah, and like you can parry it, but you like can't do parry into back throw, so that's a little bit like weak. You can only do like parry into like DP. So yeah, if you have a DP. Yeah, and so a lot of people just end up using drive reversal, and then it's like, I just paid 3 drive stocks to beat something that costs 0 drive stocks. Like, it's pretty good, man. So I want to say that the player that stood out for me, Chris Wong, was probably the best Luke that I've ever watched. I'm talking about like all the Lukes and him as a player. He was so fantastic. And the funniest part, the lore behind Chris Wong is like, he's been playing around since like SF4. If I'm not mistaken, in SF4 he was a Fei Long player. Please correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But if I'm not mistaken, he was a Fei Long player in 4. And he played Nash and Ryu, I think. It was Nash and Jury, I think. One of the lores behind him is that he was a choke artist.
So like they were like, this dude is actually insane. He's so ridiculous, right? He's like so godlike, but when it matters the most, he vanished, right?
Yeah.
But that weekend, I was like, oh, he's about to do it, and unfortunately, like he got second place, but his gameplay outside all the way up to winners finals, I thought was one of the most fantastic play that I've ever watched. Like,
and he even reset the bracket too, right?
Yeah, he did reset the bracket. Yeah, I actually thought he was gonna like coming back, and like, for him to like play that good for that long, like some days you gotta have a bad moment, and I felt like his whole moment he was just godlike. I was thinking Fudo was gonna win, and I was like, Fudo has been playing fantastic. I think he's gonna like take this for free. And I was looking at Chris Wong. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think this guy's about to win, bro.
And Chris Wong also went undefeated in group stage too.
It's crazy.
5-0 in the same pool as Nephew and Big Bird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is an insane result for sure.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be a harsh one below. We're going to have to talk about who did the worst. Like, players that you was like, oh, they definitely going to, like, win. Or, like, they're playing, like, crazy. But then they ended up being, like, it was like a tragic.
Okay, well, we talked about this one before the call. So I'm stealing this one, which was Valmaster.
Yeah. Ooh.
Valmaster getting last place in Group D is just shocking to me.
Dude, the funniest part is that he got one game for not caring. He was like, yo, I'm just going to bust out. And then he won, I guess.
That was the 1 point. Yeah, the 1 point, yeah.
Problem X, I feel like he beat a player that definitely could have had a chance to, like, win the whole Capcom Cup. So I'm thinking like, yo, this dude's definitely about to just like put in work. And I feel like Problem X performance wasn't as good as I thought it was going to play. And maybe it was just the kind of like the play styles that he kind of got into. I know Blanca doesn't do well versus a lot of characters, but I felt like he just wasn't playing like how he was playing at LCQ. And my take is maybe the nerves, but I expected a little bit better on how of his caliber of play, just because I know how smart and of a great player he is. But I already know that he's gonna bounce back and he's gonna do what he's gonna do always. But damn, that weekend I was like, man, I wanted a little bit more of how he was playing at that LCQ, because man, him playing at the LCQ, my man was feeling it, bro. He was like he was in his couch. I'm like,
beating Punk out of losers too, like having to get their bracket reset. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
So overall thoughts, what would you rate Capcom Cup this out of 10?
I think I would give it an 8.
Okay, that's a big number.
It is a big. I think that $2 million adds a lot of points to that. Just the prestige and the amount that is on the line, I think just inherently had a lot of excitement. Plus, I think I was really happy with the result, that it was kind of not one of the players that everyone was expecting. It was, we got to see a lot of surprises throughout too, so I thought that was good. I only took 2 points off because the group organization, the way that they got everyone in groups, the fact that the groups were really imbalanced, that was probably my biggest issue. So and I know that this is old hat to complain about, but man, the amount of ads per hour on these streams is getting crazy. So that's my other complaint, is the viewing experience was a little bit annoying with all the ads.
Bro, can we talk about the guy who just he was just like, oh, we gotta go here, put JP song on. I'm like, dog. And then he put like other songs. I'm like, bro, like, believe it or not, like, give me Luke's theme, because it at least goes hard. You know what I mean?
Play the Paris theme. Play the Paris.
Yeah, play the Paris. You know what I mean? I just think the music choice was a bit too, like, it was like very like lazy. Thank you for coming here, shooting for me. JM, I really appreciate it, man. For the people that are new here, yo, where can they find you?
Subscribe to me on YouTube, youtube.com/jmcrofts. That's about it.
Yeah, you've been streaming on there too.
Yeah, we got the videos, we got the streams. We got really janky tournaments for random mystery fighting games. So you can check those out and join my Discord if you want to take part in those tournaments. The link is always in the description of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys leave a like. Let me know in the comment section below, how do you guys feel about Capcom Cup? Make sure you guys leave a like. We'll see you guys in the next episode.